Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
Good morning. Today we'll be reading Psalm 29. Psalm 29. Ascribe to the Lord, you heavenly beings. Ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe to the Lord the glory due his name. Worship the Lord in the splendor of his holiness. The voice of the Lord is above the waters. The God of glory thunders. The Lord above the vast water. The voice of the Lord in power. The voice of the Lord in splendor. The voice of the Lord breaks the cedars. The Lord shatters the cedars of Lebanon. He makes Lebanon skip like a calf, and Syrian like a young wild ox. The voice of the Lord flashes flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shakes the wilderness. The Lord shakes the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord makes the deer give birth, and strips the woodlands bare. In his temple all cry, glory. The Lord sits enthroned over the flood. The Lord sits enthroned, king forever. The Lord gives his people strength. The Lord blesses his people with peace. Hopefully you can see a repetition in this psalm. The voice of the Lord is the main theme in the body of the psalm here from verse 3 through 9. It's actually mentioned 7 times, which we all know that number 7 is usually associated with completeness and fullness and associated with God himself. So it makes sense that it is used that many times in this psalm. And I love just thinking about the different times that the voice of the Lord comes into play throughout the Bible. We're given many examples here about the voice of the Lord above the waters and breaks the cedars and flashes flames of fire, all these great and majestic things that happen in nature. And it's funny, usually after saying one of these mighty things that the voice of the Lord does, voice of the Lord in the thunder or voice of the Lord in the fire, usually the next voice of the Lord is something a little bit smaller and a little bit not as majestic if you think about it, but still just as majestic and wonderful. It talks about verse 6, he makes Lebanon skip like a calf, and Syrian like a young wild ox. The voice of the Lord is even seen in these small things as well. In verse 9, the voice of the Lord makes the deer give birth, not something you think of as being great and awesome and majestic like thunder or like the breaking waters or like fire or earthquakes or whatever else these others are talking about. The voice of the Lord can be seen in these small times as well. And that's also common throughout the Bible too. I think of the other times the voice of the Lord is mentioned. We see the voice of the Lord coming down on Mount Sinai and giving the 10 Commandments to the people in Exodus chapter 20. Well, just a few chapters before that, the voice of the Lord was coming out of just a bush that was burning. You know, nothing great and huge and big, but still awesome and majestic, and still caused the one that heard, Moses, to fall down in awe and wonder. Later on in the New Testament, I can think of a time when there was this great storm on the Sea of Galilee, and the voice of Jesus just said, "Peace, be still." And what happens after that? There was peace. There was quiet. And just from that voice, what did the apostles say? They said, you know, even the wind and the waves obey him. Even those small moments or those quiet moments are great and amazing when they come from the voice of God. The voice of God is seen from the very beginning. It is at his word, at his voice, the waters were parted, the land came up, and creation happened in Genesis chapter 1. And yet then, even in the story of Elijah, we see that he sees this great whirlwind and these great elements of nature, and then all of a sudden there's just a kind of a soft wind. I love just the contrast that we see in this psalm of the voice of the Lord. And what are we learning from that? What's the point of all that? Well, it's to show that the Lord, we should ascribe him glory and ascribe him honor. The Lord, this Lord that we're talking about, that's worthy of all this glory, that he speaks and the waters roar and the thunder roars and the cedars shatter and the fires flash. This Lord that speaks in this way, what does he do? Does he rule and control like an evil dictator and with that kind of strength? No. What does he do? He gives strength to his people. In verse 11, he blesses his people with peace. This is not, even though this is a Lord to be feared, this is a Lord that loves, and a Lord that wants to give his people the strength that they need and the understanding that they are serving one that is more powerful than the most powerful things they can see in the world. So I hope this is helpful to you this morning. Hope this gives you hope and peace just to think about who we serve, and even that Lord that we serve, even his voice is more powerful than anything that we can comprehend. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.